G'day folks. What's today? Wednesday, 26th. It was Friday. We received a gift from Maine Homesteader. Lives in the state of Maine in northeastern United States. And he sent us some pure maple syrup. Certified organic by an organisation, MOF GA, I think it is. Yes, it is. Yep. Excuse the black marks on the bottle. I've got ink on my fingers at the moment. But yeah, and it took a while to get here. Maine did notify me that he had sent it, and getting very concerned it may have been held up in customs or something like that, but it did eventually get here. That's the main thing, in good condition. It's a very good container. In Australia, generally speaking, in most of our supermarkets, and there are probably some exceptions, the maple syrup that's sold here in Australia is what they call maple flavoured syrup. Now this is one particular brand. I'm not picking on any brands, but generically speaking, that's what it looks like. And if we look on the back, the ingredients: water, sorbitol, vegetable gum 466, natural flavours, who knows, salt, citric acid, caramel colour 150D, preservatives 202, 211, and sweetener, which was sucralose. Made in Australia from Australian and imported products. So generally speaking, in Australia, people who like maple syrup, this is the product that's most common on supermarket shelves. In recent weeks, while this one was in transit in the local supermarket near a small town near us, there has been maple syrup imported from Canada on a commercial scale. So I don't know what's in it. Of course, food regulations and labelling requirements may differ from country to country. But the nutritional facts labelled on this container, this is the organic one from the state of Maine. It's got your calorie count there, sodium, carbohydrates, sugar, protein, but more importantly, what I noticed on this compared to these brands is this one, as an organic product, has trace elements of calcium and iron. See it down the bottom. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. So we've already opened these bottles and we've tested it and tasted it, and we've actually used it. And I'm being objective. If you look at the syrup in this teaspoon, this is the one that's out of this container here. You'll see the colour of it compared to the colour of the organic maple syrup from the state of Maine. You can see there's quite a bit of difference in colour. This one in my left hand is a very rich, darker brown, and this is a very pale brown. Okay, and taste test. Now, when we opened these, we did a taste test just with teaspoons, so we could get the actual natural flavour, rather than put it on pancakes or waffles that may mask some of the flavour of it. I've never been a big fan of this artificial stuff sold in Australia, and to be honest, I've up until now, when Maine Homesteader sent this over, I've never tasted pure maple syrup. So it was quite an experience, and I've got to say that the taste in comparison between the two of them, this one objectively is worlds apart. It tastes much better, and it has a much better flavour. It is a richness in it. I have trouble explaining what it is. It's not overly sweet. In fact, I would say, from my experience, and this may differ from people to people, that this organic syrup is not as sweet as this artificial stuff. And it seems to have, for want of a better word, a hint or just a touch of earthy flavour to it, and that would be, I guess, from the maple sap. And I found that this is much more enjoyable. It's yeah, light years ahead of this stuff. So what I'll do is I'll give it a taste test. We've already done this without the camera. Now this one here in the teaspoon is this artificial stuff here that's pretty common in Australian supermarkets. Okay. It's yeah. And I'm being very objective about this. I really don't like the taste of that. And it's overly sweet, and it just doesn't taste right in comparison to this we've already done a taste test on. Also with this, I find it, and again this may differ from person to person, there's an aftertaste, a very unpleasant aftertaste with this particular artificial maple syrup. And yeah, no. And that's why I've never been a big fan of well, what passes as maple flavoured syrup here in Australia. So having tasted that one, I'll be back in a sec. I'll just wash my mouth out with water, and be back in a sec, folks. Okay, I've just had a drink of water and rinse my mouth out, a little bit like wine tasting, I guess. But this is the real deal, the real product, maple syrup. Oh yeah, there is a very distinct taste difference. And there's no unpleasant aftertaste at all. It's beautiful, that stuff, it really is. So the certified organic by, as I said, MOFGA. It's an organisation in the state of Maine that promotes organic farming and that type of thing. And they've got a very good website. I did look it up, and they cover a range of topics for homestead farming and small farming and produce and topics like that. So honestly, folks, I've got to say, and I'm being objective here, that this tastes much better. It is pure maple syrup, and I don't know what the imported Canadian maple syrup tastes like. We haven't bought any or tasted any, but having said that, it's commercial. Labelling standards may be different in different countries. But I've got to say that this is light years ahead. It tastes much better. It's richer. To me, it's not as sweet as this one, and there's no bitter. Well, there's a bit of a bitter aftertaste with this one. I don't know what they're using for sweeteners in it. I won't go too much into detail on it. Some of the ingredients are somewhat controversial in some countries, but this is great stuff. It really is. And typically, they're good on pancakes and waffles, and we thought we'd try something a little bit different. What we've got here is some sliced mango. They're in season here in Australia, and we did try some the other night actually. We had some visitors over the other night, and we tried this maple syrup on it, and they raved over it. And these mangoes, this particular variety, are a little bit on the bland side. It hasn't been a good season for mangoes here in Australia, but what we did was just drizzle some maple syrup over it. And get that on the spoon, a bit slippery. Oh yeah, that's enhanced the flavour of that mango. Beautiful. I dribbled some on the table. Geez, you can't take me anywhere. It's beautiful. So it goes well on some fruit too. It's a matter of experimentation, I guess, but certainly with mangoes. Lovely, beautiful. Back off. I've got my wife behind the camera. Alright. That's the last I'll see of that. So, yeah, this is great stuff. And last but not least, and this is most important, a very big thank you to Maine Homesteader for taking time. I know you've been flat out like an Anzac Bicky to post this over to us, and thank you very much for your generosity. It is really good stuff, and we really do appreciate what you've done, and we really do appreciate the product. It's really good stuff. It just blew me away compared to that stuff there. So for viewers, yeah, by all means pull up the MOFGA website. I'll try and put a link on the video. And there's a shout out for Maine Homesteader's YouTube page too. He's got great videos on there. I know he's been busy, and I do thank you very sincerely, Maine, for sending that over to us. It's a great product, and words just can't explain how much we really appreciate it. So we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Alright folks, see you later.